All right, guys. So what you saw me doing there is I just rolled my tarp back. And I've been checking on this thing periodically. And I want to spend a moment, again, talk about why a silage tarp. I've been watching a lot of videos on these things and just really getting excited about it. But to see the results firsthand and the difference between my two areas of the garden where I have a tarp and where I don't have a tarp is absolutely amazing. So let me get in here and show you a few things. So, I'm not sure how well you can see it. You see all those little sprigs of grass in there? Weeds, look at that. See how yellow it is? So those things are sprouting and they're coming up, but then the tarp is killing it, okay? Now, there's more scientific explanations of that process, but basically the heat's killing it. From what I understand, it's also it's not getting sunlight, so that's also killing it. But the heat is doing two things. It's killing it, but it's also making it germinate. So all these little weed seeds are coming up in here, they're germinating, then they're dying. I like that. If you notice, you see this darker strip here, that's where I've been putting in my bag topsoil, and then I've just been covering it back up. What I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna let it dry out just a little bit, and I'm gonna come in here this afternoon, and I'm gonna till all this stuff in, and I'm gonna roll my tarp back over the top of it. That way, when I come back, when I'm ready for to plant in the garden, when I feel a little bit better after surgery, all I got to do is roll this tarp back again and start planting. It's all ready. Look how good this soil looks. Get down here where you can see it. It's dry. Okay, we've had plenty of rain. It should not be dry. It's dry under here. Again, it's killing my weed seeds. It's not washed. All my amendments are still here. Let me go over and show you where I don't have a tarp. Now, I'll talk about down here. You've seen my vertical garden video now. You've seen it, but look at how washed out this looks. So my garden is on a slope. You can't really tell that here, but my garden is on a slope. And so all this, my garden just has always washed, and that's fine, but it just means more work, you know? It's all washed and packed down. This clay is just hard as a rock right now. So I'm gonna come in here today, while I'm tilling this up here, I'm gonna come down here and I'm gonna till this up, and I'm gonna plant some things down here. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna have more weeds down here because it's not been under tarp, and that just is what it is right now. I'll do what I can with it, but weeds are weeds, and I'll just have to work with it as I can. But look at the difference. Look at that. No tarp, tarp. And just look how well it looks. Now I know I'm gonna pull this back eventually, and it's gonna start looking like this. That's okay, but what I'm getting at is because I'm having surgery, it can also be for any other reason that I'm preparing this garden to plant, getting it tilled under, and then throwing the tarp on it to preserve it for whenever I do plant. Maybe it's just, you know, early spring, I come out here, till everything up, cover it, kill the weed seeds, and then pull it back. Even if I'm not having surgery, my garden is ready to go. And it doesn't take, like this is gonna take a lot of extra tilling, where this up here is gonna take maybe just one little pass, and it's gonna be ready to go. I'm excited with what I'm seeing with this silage tarp. I highly recommend you get you one. You know, one of the things I've heard is, man, I pulled my tarp back and it's just full of ant beds. There's one right there. I live in the South. We have ant beds. We've always had ant beds, tarp or no tarp. I've always got an ant bed. So that just is what it is. There's nothing I can do about an ant bed. I'm not worried about an ant bed. You know, I may come in here and put a little ant poison on them when I get ready to garden. It just is what it is. Nothing I can do about it. But look at this. Look at all those weeds that have germinated, and they're dying. That's why you need your tarp. You know, most of you aren't having surgery. I am. But look at the results. And this is just in less than a month time, just a couple weeks I've had this tarp on it. It's gonna be on here for a couple more weeks at least before I'm ready to do anything. You know, even if I have some help out here planting my garden, I'm not gonna be, you know, it's gonna be at least a couple more weeks before my plants are ready to go in this garden this year. So I would highly recommend you consider one of these tarps. I know they're a little bit expensive, but it's a huge piece of plastic. And I'm not seeing any tears in it yet. We've had a lot of wind. I'm not seeing any tears. It just looks really good. So anyway, I'm gonna close this video out. I'd highly recommend you go check out the Silage Tarps from Hoss Tools. That's where I got mine at. They've got 3 sizes now, I believe. A small, this is actually the medium now, and a large. And so you need to check those out. Before I close this out, this is my taters. I haven't really talked about my taters much. We've had some frost. I had them covered up here, and I'm gonna try to get those healed up today as well. And maybe in future videos I can show you some taters, but not today. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Leave me a comment if you do, and I will catch you on the next video. Goodbye.